then, Ross. This is going to be, I don't know, I feel, strap yourself in. This could be a white knuckle ride. Octomore, how does that make you feel?
I won't swear, but I am nervous.
Okay, so Octomore, for those who aren't familiar, Bruichladdich distillery on the Isle of Islay.
Yes.
They produce three different spirits, three different styles of spirits. They produce Bruichladdich, which is unpeated,
Which I can handle.
which you can handle. Port Charlotte, which is kind of mid to heavy peated, which
Can't really handle.
can't really handle. Octomore is the next level up.
12th round with Mike Tyson, no mercy. It is all about numbers, and they really advertise this ppm, phenol level of peat that's going into the spirit, the new make spirit before it goes into the cask. When we think of big, heavily peated whiskies, we think of Lafroig and Ardbeg.
Yeah.
They're around 50, 60 ppm as far as I'm aware.
Yeah.
The whiskey we're trying today is 156 ppm.
Triple the smokiness of
Of a
Lafroig
Lafroig spirit. So my argument would be the human palate can surely not comprehend that is the level of smoke we're dealing with here. I've had quite a few Octomores, almost just for self-punishment, I suppose. And a couple of them I thought were really interesting when they used some different casks. It's normally very young spirit as well. This one here is 11 years old, which is the oldest Octomore I've ever come across.
Yeah, I mean, the smokiness obviously fades away with age over time. So if you're looking for that raw, rugged, smoky experience, almost the younger the better.
A lot of what they do is produce between like 4 and 8 years old. I've had a 10-year-old before that actually I thought was quite approachable. It was at about 100 ppm, I want to say. So again, halfway between Lafroig and this on the numbers. I think that a lot of Octomore fans can get really hung up on the ppm. I think it's worth saying for people that are watching or maybe don't know Octomore, the level of the phenol, of the peat that is influencing the spirit before it goes into the cask is very different to how it comes out of the cask. Yes. So they could put 156, but if they if they matured that for 30 years, it would dissipate over time. So this hopefully won't be quite as invasive and aggressive as I'm anticipating.
Yeah, surely the only number that's relevant with ppm is the bottling.
Yeah, which is what they never tell us.
Yeah.
Because of course that's not as headline grabbing.
Yeah, you're sort of comparing apples with oranges.
Yeah. But the new distillery, for example, Torrevieja on Skye, they're filling their casks at 79 ppm, which sounds incredibly high. Yeah. But it comes out about 15 to 19, which is Bowmore level.
Yeah.
So they give us that transparency of telling us when it comes out of casks. But the number has literally sold thousands and thousands of bottles of Octomore. So why, from a marketing reason, why would you diminish that?
The comparison I always make with Octomore is, like with chili sauce when they say it's 250.
The Scoville.
Yeah. People are just drawn to the biggest number.
I think that's a perfect comparison, to be honest.
And it's it's like, well, if you're looking for most people, you're looking for the best chili sauce or smoky whiskey or whatever. Yeah. Looking for that
the balance. These people that fetishize it are going just for the craziest number to say they've done it, right? This is not a standard Octomore.
No,
this one is kind of tall,
bullet shaped.
Yeah.
So this one is quite spectacular, quite special. So this is bottled by Dramfool, who are an independent bottler based in Linlithgow, just outside of Edinburgh. This is part of Jim McEwan's Signature Collection.
Okay.
So Jim McEwan was the master distiller at Bruichladdich when it was revived just after the turn of the millennium, kind of pivotal in bringing it back from its mothballed period. A legend of Islay whiskey. He also worked at Bowmore Distillery as a distillery manager. Started out as a cooper at Bowmore when he was 15 years old. It probably isn't legal these days, but in the 60s.
His whole working career on Islay in whiskey. And this is one of his casks.
This was this was a cask that he oversaw, obviously the distillation of and filling of, and he handpicked as being that's bloody good.
That's quite exciting.
I'm going to keep that for myself. So this should be spectacular. Yeah. Dramfool only ever bottle whiskey that they love. So Jim loves it. Dramfool loves it.
I mean, this is the thing. If people know Bruichladdich and they know Octomore, considering it's one of Jim's casks, people are going to be really excited about this.
Yeah.
Has this been launched yet? It might. I suppose we don't know this is out, but this is a new release from Dramfool.
Yeah.
And so people that are really into the brand are going to go really crazy for this.
Yeah, and anything with
yeah.
Octomore on the label is, for people that a lot of people hate Octomore because it's too much. 'Cause it's an extreme flavor profile. But for people that like it, they don't like it, they love it.
Yeah, there's a bourbon barrel as well, so there really won't be that much cask influence.
No.
This is all about the spirit.
Yeah.
Bottled at 63.3%. Now, my immediate thing is that most distilleries are filling new make spirit into casks at 63 or 63.5%. This is ludicrous for the strength after 11 years.
Yeah.
But we're being brave.
Yeah, when people talk about rocket fuel, this is rocket fuel.
This is the peatiest and the strongest, and yet the oldest expression of Octomore I've come across. It should be quite interesting. I'm not expecting it to be my style, but what I'm looking for is this to be a really authentic, classic Octomore that we can say, if you love the brand, if you love the style, you have to give it a go. But I am nervous.
I'm a bit nervous as well. We'll give it a... I won't be too generous with my pours. Yeah, this is one of those whiskies where if you try any whiskey after this, all you'll taste is smoke.
Yeah.
This one, as you say, first full bourbon barrel, you should get a decent amount of vanilla and honey in those. Say that
it's optimistic.
It's going to be dominated by the smoke, but you might get some bourbon influence.
It looks classic bourbon. Cash strength, natural colour, non-chill filtered, all the things we love to see.
I mean, it is 11 years old, so maybe that raw intensity of the peatiness might kind of mellow a little bit after more than a decade.
Honestly,
I think it's still bloody smoky, isn't it?
The spirit's quite big. It's not a punch. It's right in the face, but it is pretty smoky.
Lots of smoky bacon and
definitely a kind of ashy smoke again. Right. Good luck.
Let's do it.
Cheers.
Godspeed.
It's not this thing. It is a pleasure to try this whiskey, but if people don't know Octomore, there is a reason to be nervous. It just is so big on the palate. I know we seem a bit dramatic. I seem a bit dramatic.
If I don't survive the experience, tell my loved ones. Yeah. For me, the smokiness is obviously there. It is hot, alcoholic strength wise.
Yeah. Needs water for me.
Yeah, but smokiness doesn't blow it off. Yeah.
For me, it's a big, like, I was gonna say something terrible. It's like a house fire.
Right.
This is like, I'm engulfed in smoke.
It's a tragedy.
Yeah. I'm engulfed in smoke. It's all around. I'm not getting much else. The smoke is really, really big. There's a nice texture. There's a creamy.
Transports you to stumbling in a panic. What shall I take for the family photographs of the pet dog? What shall I do?
It's a whiskey. It's an Octomore. I'm being a little dramatic, but God, it's smoky. It is quite clean because of the bourbon cask, in the sense that there's not much other influence going on. The nose is a little peppery, perhaps. But again, the alcohol's there. Let's add a little bit of water and see how we get on. You never know. This could change my opinion on Octomores with water.
I think for those that love Octomore, the fact that we're saying it's a big whiskey is what they want to hear.
I say I'm definitely a touch theatrical because I'm not used to drinking heavily peated whiskey. Now with water, it actually immediately is sweeter on the nose. With the addition of water, actually, I can be less dramatic. Okay. 63.3%, and the peat was a lot, but actually, it's a lot sweeter on the nose. There's some chalkiness as well.
Which you often find in Bruichladdich, is that chalky sort of minerality.
But actually, having added water, it's a totally different whiskey. And I'm smiling because I'm like, I can't believe how extreme the difference is here. Again, when you're getting a bottle like this at 63.3%, the value you're getting is that there's so much. If you add water, you're going to get so much more whiskey out of the bottle.
Yeah, it's a bit of a wild beast at
Yeah.
full strength. With water, it just brings it down to an approachability.
I mean, I think it's almost like I get very little smoke on the nose. There's smokes in the background, but it's almost like jelly babies, like powdered sugar on the nose. Like I really like the nose with water. All of a sudden, I'll try the palate again, which still might bring me back to the bring me back to reality.
I think it's not. It's just big.
Mm.
I think it's not imbalanced. You get some whiskies which are, those extremes of flavour, which are just totally out of control.
Yeah.
This feels in proportion.
With water, honestly, it's way more subtle.
Yeah.
I'm amazed the difference it's made. The peat is still there, but I wouldn't have it down as an Octomore with water. It's sweet, it's pleasant, it's clean. You get more bourbon influence as well. I feel like I've been through two different dramatic experiences there, going from one trying it neat, where I was like, oh my god, I can't cope, I'm in a house fire, to the second being like, it's sweet, it's powdered sugar, it's rounded, there's more bourbon influence.
Yeah.
It is unapologetically Islay,
Yeah.
in the sense that if you're an Octomore fan, if you're a Lafroig or Ardbeg fan, this is going to work for you.
Yeah. This is there's so much to it. And we try a lot of whiskies which are, given the size of the regions, a lot of Speyside, a lot of Highland, and there's a lot of subtle nuances between them. It's almost like a completely different category of spirit.
Yeah.
Something like this. It is just so massive.
It is huge. And again, they really play on that, and they're quite consistent with it. And I think it is, if you've not tried Octomore before, you may as well be brave and dip your toes. This is a really good example to start with, because although it's not an official release, it is consistent with the product range that they've done previously. And as I say, with water, as somebody who doesn't like heavily peated whiskey, I actually think there's a lot more going on. So I'm pleasantly surprised.
It's very, very good. It reminds me of like Lafroig's thing. I don't know if it still is their campaign, but they said they're the most flavourful Scotch whiskey in the world. And this has so much flavour.
Oh, there's
I think for me, it's full on. For you, for somebody who doesn't love smoky whiskey, it's maybe a little bit sort of
It was too much.
disconcerting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send you into a panic.
But it's true. It's undeniably Islay.
Yeah.
It's Islay DNA 100%. So.
Yeah. I don't think you could say this underwhelms at all.
And I can kind of see why Jim would have picked it.
Yeah.
I think keeping it in bourbon was a really good choice as well. So, oldest Octomore I've had, strongest Octomore I've had, easily the most complex Octomore I've come across as well, even though it's still, unapologetically Octomore.
For lovers of Octomore, brilliant.
Yeah.
For normal people,
Good
bit
luck.
of a challenge.
Yeah.
But it's
I've done it for the common whiskey drinker. This is.
it's very good of you. Yeah. Well, cheers, Ross.
Cheers.
We survived. We got through it.
And I was impressed. I've got to say.
It's like quality of a spirit is excellent. But Octomore, it's not for everyone. But if it's for you,
This is worth giving a go for
you'll
sure.
love this. Value for money. Brilliant.
Great. Cheers.
Cheers.
If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more Bevvy content. We want to hear what you think, your best whiskey experiences, the whiskies you want us to try. It's a really exciting journey we're on, so make sure to join us. Download the Bevvy app on Google Play and App Store to keep track of your whiskey journey, connect with your whiskey friends, keep track of your favourites, anything you could ever want to do with whiskey, all in one place. It's the definitive whiskey companion.